Hey, welcome! Whether you're completely new to blockchain or just trying to understand what Macropod actually does, you're in the right place. Today we're going to break down the basics, what blockchain is, how stablecoins work, and why Macropod and AUDM exist. No jargon, no fluff, let's get into it. This presentation will be split up into 3 separate videos, one for blockchain, stablecoins, and Macropod. This section will be about the basics of blockchain. So, let's start from the very beginning. What is blockchain? A blockchain is essentially a shared digital ledger. Think of it like an Excel spreadsheet that's copied across thousands of computer servers around the world. Every time a transaction happens, it gets recorded in this spreadsheet. A spreadsheet that is geographically decentralized. In other words, it's a decentralized ledger technology, or a DLT as people call it. And once it's recorded, it's impossible to change. The word people in blockchain use for this is immutable. That makes it transparent, tamper-resistant, and crucially, it doesn't need a central authority like a bank to manage it. Here's how it works under the hood. Transactions are grouped together into what we call a block of transactions. Each block is verified by a network of computers, meaning thousands of computers check and confirm it's legitimate. Once verified, that block is linked to the one before it, forming you guessed it, a chain. Now, here's the clever part. Because every block is linked, if someone tried to alter even one block, it would break the entire chain. That makes changes to this chain incredibly hard to pull off. There are different types of blockchains that are used for different purposes. The Bitcoin blockchain is used to record Bitcoin transactions. The Ethereum blockchain is used for lots of other digital assets. So why is blockchain so secure? It comes back to that structure we just described. Each block is verified by the network and then locked in place by a cryptographic link. A cryptographic link is a connection between blocks in a blockchain where each block contains a unique cryptographic hash of the previous block, creating an unbreakable chain. If someone alters any past block, the hash changes and breaks the link, making tampering immediately detectable. Change one and everything after it falls apart. On top of that, all transactional data is recorded and visible. There's no single party controlling it and no single point of failure. It's transparent, it's tamper-resistant, and it's built that way by design. One of the most powerful features of some blockchain is something called a smart contract. A smart contract is a self-executing program that is coded into the blockchain. When certain conditions are met, the smart contract automatically carries out agreed-upon terms, no middleman needed. A simple example, imagine a smart contract that automatically releases payment the moment a certain date is reached. No waiting, no manual processing, no trust required. Smart contracts are particularly useful for tokenized financial products such as annuities. Now section 2, stablecoins. Okay, so now you understand blockchain, but what's a stablecoin? A stablecoin is a type of blockchain token that is pegged to a real-world currency and is designed to maintain a stable value. AUDM, Macropod stablecoin, is designed to maintain its peg with the Australian dollar because its value is supported by reserve assets that are at least equal in value to the number of AUDM on issue. At Macropod, our reserves are held in a unit trust, and each AUDM represents ownership of a unit in the trust. The value of AUDM on secondary markets is supported by the fact that clients of Macropod can buy an AUDM for $1 Australian and can redeem an AUDM for $1 Australian, paid out of the trust. But how does it actually stay at $1? For AUDM, the answer is simple. When our clients want to mint Australian dollars to AUDM stablecoins, they send Australian money to our reserve trust account, and we create an AUDM in their crypto wallet. That's called minting. A holder of an AUDM has a beneficial interest in $1 of the trust assets. It's a straightforward one-to-one model. When you want to redeem your AUDM, you return the tokens to Macropod. They're burned, meaning permanently removed from circulation, and the equivalent Australian dollars is sent back to your Australian dollar bank account. Are stablecoins regulated? This is a big one, especially if you're coming from a traditional finance background. The short answer is yes, and Macropod leads the way in Australia. AUDM is issued under an Australian Financial Services Licence, AFSL 566313, granted by ASIC. In fact, Macropod is Australia's first licensed stablecoin issuer. Macropod is also registered and in line with AUSTRAC registration requirements. This is regulated by the book Digital Finance. Section 3, Macropod, the basics of our company. So what is Macropod and where do we fit into the blockchain world? Macropod is Australia's first licensed stablecoin issuer and the company that issues AUDM. We have built an Australian dollar-pegged stablecoin designed for real-world payment, settlement, and digital finance. Macropod is a training name of Katina Digital, and we hold an AFSL from ASIC, proudly local, built for global relevance. So what is AUDM? AUDM is a programmable Australian dollar stablecoin issued by Macropod, pegged 1-to-1 for Australian dollar reserves held in trust at a Big Four Australian bank. It operates as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, which means it can plug directly into smart contracts, decentralized apps, and payment flows of all kinds. Think of it as the Australian dollar, but programmable, on-chain, and built for the digital economy. For example, parking your cash between digital payments using it as infrastructure for tokenized markets. What problems can Macropod solve? Here's the thing, stablecoins are powerful tools. Deployed correctly, they reduce costs, lower risks, and speed up transactions. We need to have deep knowledge of financial services to understand how to build them in the infrastructure of traditional business systems. Macropod solves that. We handle the regulatory lifting, the technical infrastructure, and the operational problem solving, so that businesses, developers, and institutions can access the benefits of on-chain Australian dollars without the headaches. Just a quick clarification before we wrap up. Is Macropod the same as a stablecoin? Macropod is not the stablecoin itself. AUDM is the stablecoin. Macropod is the platform and infrastructure behind it. Think of Macropod as the engine, and AUDM as what comes out of it. We're the license issuer, the compliance layer, and the technology platform that makes it all work. And that's it. The basics of blockchain, stablecoins, and how Macropod and AUDM fit into Australia's digital financial future. If you want to learn more or ready to get started with AUDM, head to macropod.com. And if this video helped you out, we have more like it on YouTube, specifically about our app and how you mint, redeem, and create wallets. Thank you so much for listening.